Greetings, Centennial State, and welcome to the Colorado Report. I'm Dave Rex. Twice a week, we bring you select headlines and side stories from the Rocky Mountain State. Thank you for joining us. Back on November 28th, 2018, we covered a story from the Denver Post. Colorado strips most control of troubled Adams 14 district from local school board in unprecedented takeover. So let's go ahead and play that story now so we can catch up to another story from Chalkbeat. In an unprecedented move, the Colorado State Board of Education decided Tuesday to wrest most control of Commerce City's struggling Adams 14 school district away from its local school board and turn over formal decision-making authority to an outside management group. The dramatic decision to yank oversight powers from a local school board is a first in Colorado, but is needed because Adams 14 is the lowest performing district in the state, and the future of the district's 7,500 students are at stake, said State Board member Jane Goff, who represents the Commerce City area. Quote, "We had to do this for the sake of the district and the kids involved." The action by the State Board on Tuesday details what the management group will do once it takes over. The written order was produced after consultation with the Colorado Attorney General's office, and it was triggered by a nearly decade-long track record of low test scores, lack of academic growth, high dropout rates, and lagging scores on college entrance exams. Ultimately, the management organization will be responsible for ensuring rapid and dramatic improvements for the students' families in the Adams 14 school district. Education Commissioner Katie Anthe said, "The management group has yet to be named. The Adams 14 School Board has until February 25th to pick an organization for the State Board's approval. The new managers will implement an instruction program that incorporates local assessments, scheduling, and any necessary professional developments for educators, according to the written order approved by the State Board. The organization, which can be public or private entity, will also be responsible for recruiting and retaining staff, coordinating community engagement efforts, supporting the local school board, recommending changes to the contract between teachers and the district, and recommending additional management operators for individual schools if needed," the written order said. While the Adams 14 School Board will have the responsibility to select the managers, the State Board's order requires the selected group to have a research-based approach and a proven track record of working with schools and districts in similar situations. The State Board also required the local board to involve community stakeholders in the selection process. If the Adams 14 Board does not meet the requirements laid out in its order, the Colorado State Board of Education could remove the district's accreditation and reorganize the district. That could involve getting rid of the district's boundaries or closing down the district altogether, according to the board. Catching up to January 18th, 2019, from Chalkbeat.org. A neighboring school district, 2 charter operators, and several local and national education consultants are among those competing to manage the troubled Adams 14 school district. In all, Adams 14 received 9 proposals by the application deadline this week. The applications vary from 25 to more than 100 pages detailing why each group believes it has what it takes to turn things around in Adams 14. Many of the applicants feature well-known educators, and some have already worked with Adams 14 schools. Brand Ed Consultants, a marketing and education strategy consulting company out of Arvada. The group has worked with several colleges and schools, including Denver Public Schools, Mullen High, a Catholic school, and Denver-based charter network Strive Prep. District Renaissance Partners, a joint application with Empower Schools and Third Future Schools. Empower Schools is a nonprofit founded by leaders of the turnover of the school district in Lawrence, Massachusetts. Third Future Schools is a nonprofit charter school network run by Mike Miles, a former superintendent of the Dallas School District and the Harrison School District in Colorado Springs. Moving quickly down the list, continuing with 7th on the list, Phelan Leadership Academies, a nonprofit network of charter schools rapidly growing in Indiana, with other locations in Florida and Michigan. Finally, 7th on the list, Zero Dropouts, an organization founded in Colorado in 2011 by educator Steve Dobo, who also created Colorado Youth for a Change, which runs programs aimed at preventing dropouts. Now, the district begins the work of vetting those applications with community input before the locally elected school board votes to pick one manager. The Adams 14 School Board is scheduling to decide at its February 12th meeting. First, the district is allowed all 32 community members who signed up to be part of the vetting process review and score each application during a series of 3 meetings. The scores will help narrow the applicants to 2 or 3 who will be asked to come in for in-person interviews. For the next step in the process, only those who live within the Adams 14 boundaries, that is 15 of those 32 engaged community members, will conduct small group interviews with applicants. Many of those excluded represent employees or advocates who don't live in the district. All public feedback will be presented to the school board for consideration. Once the district selects an external manager, the State Board of Education must vote to approve or deny the district's choice. If the selection is approved, the district can begin negotiating a contract. The Colorado State Board of Education required that Adams 14 become the first in the state to hand over much of its authority to an external manager following 8 years of low performance. The district had already been under a state-ordered improvement plan that failed to make a significant change within 1 year. Colorado law does not allow the state to take over a district that is failing, but the state board did have other options such as closing schools within the district, handing them to charter schools, or dissolving the district. If the district does not comply with the order to hand over much of its authority to an outside group, the state board can still revert to those other options. And let's see how Adams 14 is doing right now. Adams 14 School Board member Bill Hyde, who was under investigation for an incident in which he grabbed a student by the arm, resigned Wednesday. In a written statement announcing his resignation Wednesday, Hyde indirectly referenced the investigation. Quote, "My contribution has been far less than what I had hoped for, and I see little opportunity over the balance of my term for circumstances to change." Last month, Hyde was visiting a classroom at Monaco Elementary where his wife was substitute teaching. School officials called the deputies after a child reported that he was hurt by Hyde. The Adams County Sheriff's Office decided not to pursue charges. District leaders hired their own investigator to look into the incident and banned Hyde from any district classrooms during the investigation. As of Friday, the investigation was still ongoing. Hyde maintained that he acted appropriately and had asked for a quick resolution to the investigation. Hyde was first elected to the Adams 14 School Board in 2017, and his term was set to end in 2021. In his time on the board, Hyde was often a minority voice, criticizing the administration and the board for a lack of transparency. He was also vocal against charter schools. Most recently, Hyde was a member of the community team tasked with reviewing and recommending an external manager to run the district. Even before joining the group, he advocated for the selection of Mapleton, a neighboring district, as Adams 14's external manager. The state ordered the troubled Adams 14 district in November to hire an external manager to give up much of its authority to try to improve the district's academic achievement. The Adams 14 board this month selected the Mapleton district as the external manager. But the State Board of Education must also vote on upholding the selection next month. Hyde is the second board member to step down in the last year. The former board president resigned in June, citing a need for new energy and ideas to lead the district. According to state law, school boards have 60 days to appoint a new member to fill a vacancy. The law does not specify how a board should seek out candidates for appointment. And that's it for this Sunday edition of the Colorado Report. You can check out links and show notes for this and all episodes at thecoloradoreport.com. You can send your emails to coloradoreport@gmail.com. You can tweet me. The handle is @thecoreport. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for listening. I'll talk to you soon.